Hi everyone. In this video we are going to practice calculating the side lengths of 45, 45, 90 special right triangles using the rules that we developed in our previous video. So the first thing I want to remind us that in a special right triangle, in a 45, 45, 90 special right triangle, if our two legs are x and x, then we could think of our hypotenuse as x square root of 2. So if we're going from the 45 side to the 90, we are going to multiply by square root of 2. If we're going from 90 to 45, we would divide by the square root of 2. So let's try some examples. And we're actually going to start by going down to example 1. So in example 1, we have segment FE has a length of 8. Now we notice that FE is one of the legs. So right away, I know the other leg is also going to have a length of 8, so that would be ED. Now in this case, the side they give me is a 45-degree side because it is across from a 45-degree angle. So I'm going from 45 to 90. So that means we are multiplying by the square root of 2. So it'd be 8 times the square root of 2, which is just 8 root 2. So our hypotenuse is going to be 8 square root of 2. Let's try this example. In this example, they give me the side that is across from the 90-degree angle. They give me the hypotenuse. So I'm going from the 90-degree side to the 45s. That means that we divide by the square root of 2. So we take our length, 15 root 2, and we divide by the square root of 2. In this case, we notice I've got a root 2 in the numerator and denominator, so our answer is just 15 for both legs. Remember, 45, 45, 90 triangles are nice because both legs always have the same measurement. Let's try example number 3. In example number 3, the legs are 7 root 2. Once again, the legs always have the same measurement, so BC is also 7 root 2. Now, they give us the leg. The leg is our 45-degree side, and we are going to the 90, so we are multiplying by the square root of 2. That means that we do 7 root 2 times root 2. Now you might know that root 2 times root 2 is just going to be 2 outside of a radical, or you might tell me, well, I'm going to multiply the numbers inside my radical. We get 7 root 4. 7 times 2 is 14. So that is AC is going to be 14. One way to check if you're going the right direction, your hypotenuse should always be the longest side of your triangle. So if you get a value that is lower than the legs, you know you made a mistake because you know the value should be higher. Let's try example number 4. In example number 4, the hypotenuse is 22. I know that because it's across from my right angle. So if I'm going from the 90 to the 45, I should be dividing by square root of 2. So let's try that out. We've got 22 divided by root 2. Now in the previous video we went over this quickly, but I want to remind you, mathematicians do not like leaving a radical, like this square root of 2, in the denominator. The way we get that radical out of the denominator is by rationalizing. To rationalize, you multiply the numerator and denominator by the radical in the denominator. I will make a caveat. This strategy right here only works when the denominator is a single radical. You will learn more in Algebra 2 about how to deal with denominators that have multiple terms in them where one of them is a radical. So in this case, the radical in the denominator is 2, so I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the square root of 2. In the numerator, 22 times root 2 just gives me 22 root 2, and in the denominator, that would be over 2, because square root times square root gives us a whole number. Finally, I can simplify my fraction. In this case, 22 over 2 is the same as 11 over 1. So our final answer is 11 root 2. You do need to go through this process of rationalizing if you get a value where the radical is in the denominator. Let's try 2 more examples. In example number 5, they tell me the segment UT is square root of 2. Well, that means that the other leg is going to be the square root of 2. So UF is also the square root of 2. Now to get our hypotenuse, in this case we're going from the leg to the hypotenuse. So we are going to multiply by the square root of 2. So we would do root 2 times root 2, which is equal to 2. Once again, your hypotenuse should always be longer than the legs. In our final example, our hypotenuse is 13. So if we are going from the hypotenuse to the leg, we are dividing by root 2. So that would be 13 divided by root 2. Once again, we are going to have to rationalize. Rationalize means to make the denominator a rational number. Remember, rational numbers are ones that either have a repeating or ending decimal. Radicals are not rational numbers. So to do that, we are going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the square root of 2, and we get 13 root 2 over 2. In this case, the fraction does not simplify because 13 is not divisible by 2. So our final answer for UR and RE would be 13 root 2 over 2. And those are some examples of how we can calculate side lengths knowing our rules for a 45-45-90 triangle. Thank you for watching.